It's the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia, with your host, Bob Snap.
Hi guys, welcome to the Andy Griffith Show, Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is kind of more about the feeling of Mayberry, the morality of Mayberry, the values of Mayberry. As in all of Mayberry's money, all the money talk on Mayberry always revolved around sharing one's good fortune. Never really noticed this before. I never really paid attention. I am now, and this is what I'm talking about. I've never seen so much money in my whole life. You, Andy? Goober says, astounded that Sheriff Andy cracked open a suitcase stuffed full of $100 bills. No, Andy says, picking up wads of cash. Must be a couple $100,000 here. Goober whistles through his teeth. That's clearly an enormous figure to both him and Andy. In the Andy Griffith Show episode, I had $250,000. We had a chance to see some of Mayberry's finest handle large sum of money any of them have ever seen, by far. Heck, in one episode, Floyd the Barber was over the moon to win $200 cash prize in Goober's contest. Multiply that by 1,000, and that's about how mind-blowing $250,000 looked to Andy, Goober, and Barney in this 5th season episode. By this point in the series, the audience had come to understand that Mayberry was quite a genuinely humble, small town full of people who prized a peaceful, quiet life over the pursuit of wealth. Probably the only other brush with luxury that Mayberry had was when a truck loaded with $7 million in gold bricks passed through on its way to Fort Knox in a black day for Mayberry. But, of course, it really wasn't. Most of the money talk in Mayberry revolved around not inheriting big bucks, but sharing one's good fortune, as we saw in Opie's charity. The show also strongly endorsed the notion of rightfully returning riches that don't belong to you, as we saw with Aunt Bee in Lost and Found. The only real money grubbing we saw on the show was little Opie gathering soda bottles, cashing them in for a couple cents a piece at the grocery store. This hustling side of Opie channels the kind of thrifty work ethic that the show reveals that Andy displayed to his young boy. Just another way that Opie's just like his pa. The lore of the Andy Griffith Show depicts young Andy Taylor as a boy who hustled mowing lawns and delivering packages to scrape together a little spending money. Once he got to his teen years, his first real job was handing out popcorn at the Mayberry movie theater. No job was too big, too small, too salty, or too buttery for the future sheriff. And behind the scenes, the actor Andy Griffith was just as charitable and intent on sharing his good fortune as the character he played. Nothing underscores this giving side of Griffith quite like the way the Andy Griffith Show took care of Howard McNear and his family after the Floyd the Barber actor's left side unexpectedly became paralyzed from a stroke during the show's run. According to Andy and Dawn, the making of a friendship and classic American TV show, Griffith would not hear of replacing McNear on the show and saw to it that McNear stayed on. He knew that McNear needed support now more than ever. Andy Griffith had a big heart and knew that my mom had never really worked and that I had gone to school and we didn't have a lot of money, McNear's son Kit recalled. And he brought my dad back. He didn't have to. This is a really, really rare thing in Hollywood. It's likely that sort of generous spirit is rare in Hollywood, but Griffith proved on screen and off that's what made Mayberry so rich. I got to put this up with one of the probably top 5 videos I've done, the content that is. It gives me a whole new respect for Andy Griffith. He did some things that I didn't approve as a human being, but he was a good man. He was. He may not have been Andy Taylor, but he was a good man. I am a fan. Bigger fan now than I was. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Classic rock and country music facts and trivia, and Beverly Hillbillies facts and trivia. Weekend off. Be back on Monday. But Classic TV Facts of Trivia is up and running. And over there, we got one on Alan Hale Jr., who actually played an episode of the Andy Griffith Show, Big Jeff Pruitt. But for this one, he's a skipper on Gilligan's Island. Give it a look. Give it a subscribe over there. And before you leave here, give us a like. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. God bless. See you tomorrow. Praying for you.